All right, section 13.1, scattered plots and fitted exponential curves. Our objective is I can fit exponential functions to data and make predictions about real-world situations. Okay, so here in task 1, we have the number of visitors to aquarium over time are shown in the table below. So it's important to note here, It's important to note that time here is in years since 2010. So if 0 years, so this would be 2010, this would be 1 year since 2010, so 2011, 2012, and so on. But for ease of calculating, we're using the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be like 2015. Okay, and this is in thousands. Visitors in thousands. So this is actually 250,000, 305,000. But again, for ease of computing, we're just writing them as 250. Okay, so first we want to make a scatter plot of the data. Does the data appear to show exponential growth or decay? Explain. So now we're going to create a scatter plot of this data. I'm going to be using my graphing calculator for this and that stat button. Okay, so I'm going to walk us through that. We've done it before. This isn't new. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my graphing calculator open, and I'm going to hit that stat button. After I hit stat, we're going to hit edit. And there is my list 1 and list 2. So under the list 1, if I arrow up, hit clear and arrow down, or maybe not. Stat, edit. Maybe not. I'm going to now put these points in. So I'll put in the point 0, enter 1, enter 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's just delete that last one. So I'm putting my X's in list 1, or my T's. My input is T. So this list here, these are the inputs in L1. So that stands for list 1. So I'm going to put my inputs in list 1, and these are my outputs in list 2. Now, if you don't have list 1 and list 2, and there's other ones, you can still make it work. But come see me and I will help you get your calculator back to what it should be. 515, 610, and then clear that last one. No, delete that last one. Oh, every time. Yours works differently than, there we go, delete, finally got it gone. Okay, so there's my list 1 and list 2. Now, I have them in there. Now I have to tell my calculator to graph it. To graph it, that's where you go to stat plot, which is your y equals button. So y equals, okay, so, second stat plot, and I want to turn my plot 1 on. Okay, and sure, it can be blue. That type is whether I want it scatter plot or connect the dots or a histogram. And I'm going to use the boxes to graph. And then my X's are in list 1, my Y's are in list 2, so we're good there. If not, then you're going to have to tell them they're in other lists, and your list buttons are the second. If you look at the 1 on your calculator, there's a little blue L1 above it. So you can get to the list 1 through list 6 using the second and the buttons 1 through 6. Okay, and so now we go to graph. Okay, oh, I've got something in my y equals I have to delete. Okay, but if you notice, I don't see anything. Okay, that is because my window, we need to adjust the window. Okay, because my X's go from 0 to 5, but look at my Y's are like from 250 to 610. On my graph here, I'm only seeing up to 9 and down to -9. My up and down only goes from 9 to -9. Mine are on the edges of my graph. So I need to adjust my window. So I'm going to hit the window button. So now the X min, what's the smallest X I need to see? So we come over here, my smallest X is 0. I always say to go a little bit below that. So for my X min, I'm probably going to want like negative something. So I don't know, -2, -3. So I can go ahead and put -2, enter. But my x max, I need to see at least a 5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see up to, for my x max, I'm going to go ahead and see up to 10. Enter. Now your XSCL, that is the scale. What are you counting by? Are you counting by ones, twos? I'm only going from -2 to 10, so counting by ones would make sense. But now for my y min, my smallest y is 250. I don't need to see to -10. I don't know, maybe go start at 200. And my x max, my y max here, 610. So I need to see like all the way up to, let's go all the way up to like 800. Again, err on the side. Now x scale, to go from 200 to 800, I probably don't want to count by fives. Currently my x scale is 5. Why don't we count by 50? And then I graph. Okay, there's my points. Now is this growth or is this decay? It looks like we've got growth there. So this is exponential growth. Explain? Well, it goes up from left to right, which I could have saw that from my table. My table gives it away because as we go here, as I go up by 1, my function goes up. So that would be growth. Now it tells us it's exponential. It could possibly be linear, but it's saying it's exponential.